Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Liz. Thank you for stopping by. I know it's been a while since I did a video, but as you can tell, my voice is still not 100%. I am feeling a lot better. I'll be doing more videos. I have at least another one or two to do today for this channel and the other channel. But someone had asked me about ironing double-sided adhesive canvases. I haven't shown this canvas yet on the channel. It's just a new one that I got in. But it came in kind of rough shape and it's small, so it'll be good for this kind of video. And I do iron them, and they do come out a lot better. I do find that if there's rivers, they do flatten out. They don't 100% leave, but I haven't had an issue. But that's just me. So I'm going to show you what I do. So, of course, I take the stuff out of here, which I should have done already. Anyway, so as you can see, the back is kind of in rough shape here. Now, this one's more of a cloth one. I have a different one that's more of that plasticky canvas feel. This one definitely is a cloth material, but I always keep my iron on low. I'll show you here if you can see it. I have it on nylon, and sometimes I'll go up a little bit higher depending on if it's hot enough, and I'll be able to tell as I'm working it if it's not flattening out as well. But I'm going to show you too. It's a really pretty canvas too, but I'm going to show you, and I'm hoping we don't get a lot of glare. See how there's those, that's really not a rivet, that's just more like a wrinkle, but there's like here, it's kind of like, can you see that? It's more it's hard to tell, but there's definitely stuff there that I would prefer to be more flattened out. And there was a crevice, not a crevice, I guess it's a cavern here. This canvas came in really in bad shape. There was no roller that there should have been. I'm going to try to contact this company and ask them if they could please just put it in a roller, because these particular canvases are much more sensitive than the others. And for some people, they don't know how to iron. I mean, can you see it here? It's got, they don't really know how to iron them, so they don't. So they look bad once you do them. I don't know if you can tell. There's like all these little wrinkles and stuff. Anyway, so what I do is I flatten it out. So I take the paper off the top and I just flatten it out as much as I can. You know, and I use my hands generally. I have the flattening tools, but I'll be honest with you, I find that using my hands, I like to feel it myself, and with the flattening tools, I don't feel it as well. I don't feel it at all. Can you see it's got like all these wrinkles? I know it's hard to see, but they're there. I tried to find a different one that I had, and for some weird reason, it must be downstairs in the garage where I put my canvases. I couldn't find it, so I just saw this one. I'm like, this will do. Okay. So I flattened it, as you can see, and of course there's still some wrinkles here. And I just take the iron and I just go over it. Now with this canvas, I had to do this with a different one, and I had to and that one did have rivers. This one doesn't really have rivers. I had to go over it a lot, like multiple times, to get it as flat as I really wanted it. Now, like I said, you keep the iron on low. I iron right on the canvas. Some people use a towel. I find that for me, I have to get it hot anyway. Using the towel just adds to the time. You're going to have to get it to that temp anyway. But that's me. Listen, you do this at your own risk. Now, one thing about these canvases, when you warm them up, they do smell, but they smell to begin with. The double-sided adhesive is pretty stinky. So I can smell it. I mean, it's nothing that I can't put up with, but if you're sensitive, just be aware of that. And you may not want to do it. If you do it in a well-ventilated area, kind of hard to do that, you know, now that it's cold. Oh, I have my steam on, which I shouldn't. Sorry, it must have been from the last time I ironed. So no steam at all. Don't do that, because that actually gets too hot and it can melt canvas, depending what kind of canvas you have. Well, any kind. They're polyester based or acrylic based. Even though they feel like fabric, and they are, they're still a petroleum based product, and they're kind of plasticky. They will melt. Okay, so as you can see, it's really flattening out really well here. I still have this little area here. Now, it may never flatten out 100% as far as getting rid of, it'll flatten, but of getting rid of that look. I don't know if you guys can even see it. It's there. It's there. I can see it. I can feel it because this is where the biggest crease was. But for the most part, I just go over it until I get it to where I'm happy with it. I mean, most people will probably be okay with it like that. I can still feel it a little bit, so I'm going to just do it a little bit more just to get it. Now, it does not hurt the glue on this. As you can see now, it's much flatter, even on the paper. It doesn't hurt the glue. I haven't had an issue with it hurting the glue on any of the canvases I've worked. What I have had an issue is I left the iron a little too long on one, and it kind of melted a teeny tiny bit. So it bunched up, but not enough that I couldn't do the canvas. And in the end, I was able to do it, and you couldn't really even tell. So that's where you have to be really careful. You don't want to melt your canvas. I mean, if it's stuff from Temu, you only pay a couple bucks for it. It's not the end of the world. But if you're doing like a premium canvas, which I've never ever had to do, I'm working on another Diamond Art Club. And I've never had an issue with any of their canvases, so I would never even touch an iron to their canvases. The only issues I've had is with these budget ones, no matter where I get them from, whether it's Temu or one of the other companies, there'll always be one that has an issue. Okay, so, I mean, it doesn't get super hot. Like, as you can tell, I mean, it's hot, but I can touch it. I mean, if I leave it too long, it feels really hot, but I can touch it just fine. All right, so as you can see, it's nice and flat. Now, I'm going to show you. I don't know if you'll be able to see because this is a little tricky to see. I mean, it peels off easily. Okay, so you can see it here. See here? That right there, it kind of like, that's almost a river, but it's more flat now. And there's a couple there. And when I've seen them like this, when I've used this method before, I didn't have to sit there with a little knife cutting the air out of it. I found that it re-adhered back to the canvas. I mean, it's one thing about these canvases, this glue is they're very, very sticky. So you can see it there, and instead of it sticking up, it's actually going in. It's more like a, did I say crevice maybe? And if you don't like that, let me see this one here. If you don't like that, this may not be for you, but if you have these, it's really not a lot of ways to get rid of them. I've never seen a way that I'm satisfied. I've tried the little knife. See it right there? It's a little one right here as well. I tried with a little knife trying to get the air out, and that doesn't work for me. So if I'm not happy with it, I just take it and I just iron it until I get it to the point where I'm okay with it. Like I said, it's never going to be 100% because once they get this cavern or river or whatever in them, honestly, they're there kind of permanently. You have to just continue to, in my thing, I just continue to iron until I get it to where I'm happy with it. And you just have to experiment. So if you're going to experiment on something like this, do it on a cheap one that you're not afraid to mess it up. Do it at your own risk. This is just what I do. You don't have to do it this way. I mean, there'll probably be somebody here, they'll say, oh, you can't iron them. That's not true. I've had lots of experience. I iron almost every single one of my canvases other than my premium canvas. As a matter of fact, I iron every single one of my canvases other than my premium canvases because they always have something. Whether it's a wrinkle or a cavern or not necessarily a river, but mostly wrinkles. Because I don't do a lot of double-sided adhesive, as most of us don't. Most of us don't really care for it. All right, so I'm going to let it cool off a teeny bit, and then I'm going to show you. Let's see if I can show you on this side. This side's not as hot. Like, you see it right there. You see it right there. It's kind of melts back in. That's the only way I can explain it. It feels like it melts back in to the actual canvas and sticks better. It's not pulling up. It's actually stuck to the canvas. So that's what I do. This is really pretty though. Might as well show you while I'm here. Isn't she cute? Little kitty, little girl, or a little girl with a kitty. And the canvas itself is actually, it actually looks very decent. So it's going to be fun to do. And this one's small. It's 30 by 40, so it's going to work up quick. Anyway, that's what I do. Let's show you this side again, because this is where it looked the worst. Let's see. I mean, now that I've ironed it, it also feels more pliable. And it just doesn't have that same look, you know? But like I said, you have to do it at your own risk. Don't ruin your canvas and then come at me. Keep your iron the lowest possible. Do it slow. You know, you should be okay. But everybody is responsible for their own thing, okay? I'm just showing, like I said, what I do. All right. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope this helps whoever wanted to see it. And I hope you have a great day. Take good care of yourselves. Blessings and thank you. Bye.